whispers beneath the concrete. A desolate landfill under a gray, foggy sky. A concrete-filled drum stands alone, unnoticed. But from time to time, there are whispers, like a voice calling out, too faint to be heard clearly. There are places that should never fall silent. Like the one where they hid her. Underneath that concrete was not just a body, it was a story no one ever told. Part 1. The Last Days of Light. Winter, 1988. Tokyo, in the season when leaves begin to fall. School bells still rang, and in the middle of it, a 17-year-old girl walked beneath the cherry trees, her school bag resting gently on her shoulder, her face calm and full of ordinary hopes. In the pages of her diary, the ink was still fresh. She dreamed of becoming a teacher, of going to the beach, of receiving a book on her birthday. No one knew that those dreams had only a few days left. Photos taken in class just before it all happened still exist. Her eyes look straight into the camera, not afraid, not angry, just young. No one ever suspects that the worst things don't come from strangers, but from those who already know your name. Part 2. A dark corner with no escape. It was late in the afternoon on the 25th of November. She was walking home. 4 boys from her school waited nearby. A friendly greeting, an offer to help. Then suddenly, a strike from behind. By nightfall, she had vanished. No one saw. No one knew. No one searched. They didn't bother to blindfold her. They didn't tie her down. They knew no one would come. The house where they held her was not remote or hidden away. It was surrounded by other homes, other families, but beyond its walls was only silence. Televisions were turned up loud, drowning out every sound that might have slipped through the cracks. She didn't disappear from the world. She disappeared from the care of those who lived in it. Part 3. 4 days without sunlight. What happened inside that house wasn't recorded in video or photos, but the evidence left behind tells enough. Blood dried into the floorboards. Cigarettes burned halfway. Rotten food left untouched. She was beaten, assaulted, burned. Her bones broken one by one, not just by them, but by others who were invited in as if cruelty was something to be shared. There were no chains, no locks, but still, the room was a prison. Because even when she screamed, no one came. No one even knocked. When screams can't pass through doors, darkness stays. And it stays long. By the 30th day, she stopped responding. There were no more cries, no more struggling. She simply stared, hollow and quiet. Her body remained, but something inside her had already begun to disappear. Part 4. The Murderers Who Wore Human Faces. The house wasn't hidden in the woods or far from reach. It sat in the middle of a crowded neighborhood, surrounded by fences, families, and laughter from children just across the wall. Several neighbors later said they had heard things. Banging, crashing, screams. But they didn't act. One turned the television louder. Another said it wasn't their business. Some knew the boys often gathered there, but no one thought to call the police. Not everyone had blood on their hands, but too many had washed their hands clean when they should have done something. Part 5. The Silent Concrete Drum. After 44 days, she died. No one knows how exactly. Only what the killers said later, that she stopped moving, so they decided to get rid of her. They placed her body in a steel drum, filled it with concrete, and left it at a construction site with other forgotten waste. It sat there for weeks, maybe months, unnoticed. Eventually, someone caught the smell. A worker cracked the concrete open, and what they found brought even the officers to tears. There was barely a body left, only twisted bones curled into themselves, as if still pleading for something. Part 6. A verdict that forgot her name. When the trial began, all of Japan was shaken. The media called it one of the most horrifying crimes of the decade. The defendants cried. They bowed their heads. They asked for mercy. They were still teenagers. Because of their age, the sentences were reduced. 5 years, 6 years, 8 at most. None of them faced death. None of them spent more than a decade behind bars. After prison, they changed their names. Some moved away. Some married. One even sued the press for violating his privacy. The girl's name was left out of the official reports. Only people on the internet kept her story alive. The rest of society wanted to forget. When justice is just paper, blood still seeps through. Whispers that never stop. Late at night in Tokyo, a young woman walks past a quiet alley. The street lamp flickers above her. A gust of wind brushes her neck. And maybe, just maybe, there's a voice. If someone had opened a door that day, none of this would have happened. If just one person had spoken up, the blood might not have flowed so long. Do you think justice was ever served? Or was it just silence, dressed in legal robes? Epilogue. A question for those who are watching. This wasn't just a crime. It was a warning. There may be other girls like Junko Furuta, right now somewhere. In a classroom, in a quiet neighborhood, behind a door that no one wants to knock on. If one day you hear a voice calling for help, what will you do? Sometimes, it's not evil that kills. It's the silence of good people.